Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It is Thursday night, which means I am live here on YouTube. Very, very excited to be back. I actually had a little break last week, but today I am not alone. I have I have someone who's going to be joining me on stage. Hey, Mikkel, good to have you. Thank you for joining in, sir.
Hey, what's up? Only me today?
Well, actually, Willie is coming, and I have another guest who said he is going to be joining. He is a familiar face, but I don't know what time he's coming. Willie is going to be on in any second. So feel free to stay as long as you're able to. Yeah, we got an interesting little show tonight. I'm going to go over what the topics are. Let's break this down. So the first one, do you think there is anything about you that women think makes you undateable? We're off to a great start. I already got a laugh.
You just come out the gate running, dude. This one.
Out the gate. Number two, have you ever felt discouraged by the cost of dating today? Number three, how do financial expectations, yours and theirs, impact your dating experience? Number four, have you ever felt invisible on dating apps? How does that affect your confidence? And number five, what fears, like being cringy or creepy, hold you back from approaching women? Hello to everyone out there. If you have been here before, you know the drill. Please drop your city and state. Let me know where you're watching from so we can say hello. I can't speak tonight. Hello. And we're going to get started. I got to say that last week, you did the scholarship sponsorship for the course, and very, very cool. You guys, he decided to split between the two ladies, and so one actually just purchased her seconds before I came on, and the other is going to be doing that. So very generous of you guys. I'm telling you, the guys on my men's page never cease to amaze me. So thank you again for doing that. That was very, very cool.
I believe in what you do, and a lot of women can benefit from it. So tribute.
Awesome. Oh, here she is. She just came on. Melanie said she's tuning in from outside of Philly. Thank you, Mikkel, for the sponsorship. So y'all, very cool. You're seeing it here first.
My hometown, so that's even better. We're at in Philly.
Let them know. Let them know. Shantae is tuning in. She said, "Hey, Yonci. Hey, girl." And I think I said hi to Dee. We've got Paul joining us today. Hello, sir.
Good evening, Yonci. It's been a while.
Camera's nice and clear, looking very professional tonight.
Thank you. Well, can you hear me okay?
I can. It's very crispy.
Sweet.
Speaking of, I forgot to put my microphone.
Shirt. He's got to take that off. Ah! Got the wrong bird on, bro.
Beefing already out the gate. I don't think he heard you.
I don't think he heard me.
I heard you loud and clearly.
Oh, okay. Okay. All righty then. She said Regalsville, Pennsylvania, and Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
Okay. Very, very cool. All right. So we are going to get started. I believe after taking a vote, were you here when we did the vote on whether to do the trending topics first or the my topics? She said a name that I can't pronounce, so I'll just let you read that comment. But I think there was a vote to do my questions first and then get into the topics that I came across. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Kenny says, bless you. Salud. He says some wild topics. Jacob says, hello. The audacity to join from the comments is crazy. You know you need to be on stage, Jacob. But I'll let you live for just a little bit. Okay, so let's get into question number one. Question number one, do you think there is anything about you that women think makes you undateable?
I'll let you answer first. I don't know your name, but
this is Mikkel.
Sorry.
You go first.
Brother, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I think for me it's career, too independent, as they say, and just how easy it is for me to kind of just let go and walk away if it's not right, if I don't feel the vibe. Well, not the vibe, I don't like using that term, but if I don't feel there's the connection or if I don't feel reciprocation, it's very easy for me to just walk away.
There's another answer. I'll read a couple of the answers that I have here. One of the guys said, I work a lot and still need my alone time, so I'm not willing to give up all my free time to be with her. We spent the weekend together. No, I don't want to hang out on
alone time, so I'm not willing to give up
on a Wednesday or be on the phone for hours. Although although you meet the height requirements, 6 foot and single, you have too many kids and possibly baby mama drama, even though all the kids are over 21. I don't even want y'all have to read on Patreon to hear the unfiltered. I'm gonna skip over what the adjective he used. He said a chick said that last week. I'm going to censor this. I was stuck and couldn't process that stuff. I made her repeat it to make sure I understood it. My afterthoughts was she was looking for a way out of dealing with a man who didn't need her. She couldn't control and knew I had options because my youngest son is 22 by my ex. But by my 2 ex-wives. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Well, one thing about me is that has been mentioned more than once is my height. So I will say that according to some women. One woman asked a backhanded and distasteful question, in my opinion. Do you know how much you'd get if you were tall? Oh, that is rude. Very, very rude. Someone else said, yes, it's very easy for me to walk away from what is not right for me. So they think I'm afraid of commitment, afraid to be loved or loved, or a coward. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm trying to add Willie to the stage. Or a coward to be not quite sure. I've also been told that I look unapproachable. Welcome to the stage. Good to have you, sir.
What up, sir?
Oh, you're mute. Wait, you're not muted, but like we can't hear you. We can read those lips.
Yeah, so I'll add one other
How about
thing.
now?
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I will add one other thing that I kind of think is weird is that a lot of women think it's because I don't have kids and I've never been married.
So weird.
I don't get that one. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't understand that one. What's up, Big Willie?
I think the one thing that makes me undateable is my girlfriend. That'll do it. That'll
every time, right?
Yeah, that's probably it. And like I'm not really patient with people, if you guys haven't noticed. So I'm definitely not going for nothing. I'm not tolerating much. If you fart too loud, it's probably over. So my tolerance level is so low. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh. What up, Paul? That boy, we got a fresh baldy. Came over here and saying, got his jaw square.
I said, video nice and clear too. Making mine look bad.
Yeah, like he got the camera clear. He's upstairs.
I'm going to read another comment. This guy said, my mom lives with me. You always got to distinguish when you're a guy, say she lives with me versus you live with her. Being an immigrant, bought my house at 23 to hopefully have her retire there. On top of not being 6 foot in today's environment, I'm sure I will be judged. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, it says, if I were to pinpoint, I think women think I'm too serious, even though I don't think I am. I'd be interested to know why he thinks that women think that. Someone else said I'm very busy. Someone else said I'm very frugal. Someone else said because I got a roster. Someone else says I work too much. I take care of my mother who lives with me. I may take things too seriously, mainly my time, and I'm not a good first impression when it comes to conversation unless I've been drinking. Golly. Some other women have told him that he was too available. Someone else says they're dedicated to work and have a minor child. Has a minor child. I don't make
available. What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't.
That's for everybody.
I can answer that.
Oh, okay.
But after you read your stuff first.
Oh, okay. I don't make 10K. I play video games. I have an interest in hunting, and I have my kid most of the time, many things. Now, having your child most of the time, that I could see how someone could think that maybe you wouldn't have time unless you have a great network for babysitting. But what were you going to say, Paul?
So before I continue, thank you, Yonci, for having me on. I know it's been a while. Um, I've been doing okay. You know, I've had an up and down kind of summer, but I'm still here. I'm still pushing. So I'm gonna answer the question first. Is there anything that makes me think that women think that I'm undateable? I think for me is the fact that I am somewhat of an open book, and I know I can be too much. I've been
Mhm.
told that, but I think the reason for that is because I believe in communication. And if I'm showing you interest, then it's natural for me to want some reciprocation in return. Like, and it doesn't have to be over the top either. Like, for example, if I text you like good morning or call you, hey, how you doing? Have a great day, something simple.
Yeah.
I'm gonna expect you to say at least, hey, have a good day too. And we don't have to talk no
Mhm.
more for the rest of the day. But to answer the other question, I can empathize with that comment earlier about being too open because I've been told that before as well. I think that falls into the fact that I do like communication and
Mhm.
I can be too much. And I tell I used to say this all the time. I am an open book. I want you to communicate with me, but it seems as if it could kind of turn women off because they do like a quiet confidence and they do want a man with a little subtlety and a little mystery. And I'll be quite honest with you, I don't sit well with being mysterious. And we've talked about it before, but the reason why I don't like being mysterious, quote unquote, is because I don't want to feel like I'm stepping outside of my realm
Mm,
unless
mhm.
I know for sure this is going to be good for my benefit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to be pushed out of my comfort zone unless I know this is going to be for my benefit. Like, if it's going to work for this person, then it'll work for this person. It may not work for another woman.
Right.
So that's why I can kind of empathize with them. But what I do instead is, I just try to operate more low key,
Yeah.
um, only give bits and pieces without trying to smother. You know,
Mhm. No, I understand. I'm trying to multitask. I have someone dropping something off. I have to give my daughter a heads up. So sorry for having to look up and down. Drop something off in a bit. Okay. I'm terrible with trying to type and engage at the same time. Okay. Anywho, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to be okay with some people not connecting. I can understand wanting to be your authentic self. Jacob says being a terrible texter makes me undateable. I don't like a person who's not a good texter. I don't want to have whole conversations in text, but if you text someone and they take like a million years to respond back, that's wah, wah, wah. Oh, Jacob needs a link to the panel. How are you not on the list, sir? Um, okay, let me see. Are you currently on Patreon? If you are, I'm going to post it there. If not, I'm going to ask Willie to DM it to you. But let me know, Jacob. Falaki says, I guess women like mystery in a man. Yeah, I guess. Okay. All right. So let's get into the
Yeah, but
next.
then at the same time, when you're mysterious or you bring some mystery to the table, then you're hiding something, and women don't like that. So
Mm-mm.
it's like,
Darn if you do.
exactly my point.
mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't describe myself as a mysterious person, like, because to me, mysterious falls in the lines with being deceptive.
Yeah.
And I could be completely wrong about that. For me, if you're going to describe me using terms like similar to that, I'd rather you say intriguing or
Mm,
interesting or this is brand new and I want to learn more. Because intriguing to me means that you're interested. I'm keeping you interested because that's the key for me, at least in my personal life. I want to keep you interested, but I don't want you to feel like I'm hiding something.
yeah.
Because when I think mysterious, I think, something ain't right here. That's to me.
Mm,
I would rather a woman say, "Oh, I may not have dealt with a guy like you, but you're interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to know more."
yeah. Okay. I think that in the, just basic human psychology, there is a little bit to not knowing everything all up front, or kind of peeling the layers back. But yeah, I think if someone's to the point where someone says, "Oh, you're mysterious," in a dating situation, I don't know that's necessarily a positive thing. Okay, so let's get to the second question. Okay, have you ever felt discouraged by the cost of dating today? Look, I'm going to answer that first. Yes, and I'm not even dating, like being single, going out with my man. I'll be mad. Like, what? Why do they charge this much for this little bit? By the way, random fact. I just found out. Well, according to a meme, we'll see if it's actually true. It says that if you watch every NFL game this season, you will pay $1,000. And so it put up like how much it is per platform. And I was like, if that's true, that's actually really crazy. It says if you do ESPN, for example, it's $29.99 a month. Amazon Prime is $14.99 a month. Peacock $11.99 a month, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but that also depends on where you are, because I had to drop $400 to watch the Eagles because I'm West Coast, and so I don't get to see the games. So not only do I have to pay like YouTube TV, I also have to pay $400 a year in order to see the Eagles every week. So it depends on where you are. It's ridiculous.
I just can't. Yeah, I was telling Monte, I can't imagine what a comparison would be for a woman to be watching, like paying to watch it on a TV is wild. Someone else said this is why I go watch every game in like a bar or a sports bar. So at least I'm getting something for if I want to spend money, I want to get something out of it in addition.
And so that's the other thing, because again, being on the East Coast, our games start at 10 o'clock in the morning here because it's 1 or 3, 1 o'clock on the East Coast.
Right.
So can't really get into a bar at 10 o'clock in most places, but yeah, I try to find that too.
So I was mad. I turned on the TV and we have a Fire Stick, so it has like this big ad. They'll put like whatever they're promoting at the top, and then the shows below that you can click on the different networks. Why did they have the most ginormous? It was like a TV version of a billboard that said, Travis. Was it Travis Kelly? How do you say his name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Thank you. I'm thinking of another Chelsea. Travis and Taylor got engaged, and I was like, why is this breaking news? Well, I've never seen like.
But are we really surprised though? Like we all knew it was going to happen,
right?
At some point, and we all know that anything Taylor Swift related is going to break the internet. So I wasn't surprised in the slightest.
It just annoys me because I've never seen ads. Like I've never it wasn't even ads. It was like a
Just
news
breaking
story.
news.
Yeah, I was like on the notification. Like I don't understand what the obsession is. I have nothing against her and I have nothing against him. I just don't understand the obsession of this particular couple. But I guess people do it with, Ben Affleck and J-Lo when two big stars come together. But I don't know. It just seems like it's bigger with her. Maybe because there's a cross between.
She's the biggest star in the world in music right now.
I think it speaks to, and I'm not a Swiftie by any stretch of the imagination. Like you said, I got nothing against her.
Yeah.
Like the only reason I listen to Taylor Swift, like her music and everything, is when I got school kids because I work at a school, and I bring my speaker with me, and my kids are like, "Oh, can you play some Taylor Swift? Can you play some Taylor Swift?" I'm like, these kids are the Swiftiest of Swifties I've ever met. But if you look at Taylor Swift and the totality of her career from start to where she is now, she's only gotten better. Like with time and everything like that. That's why she can reach the multitude of people that she can reach, and people follow her and people love her lifestyle and they love her story and how perceptive she is. She's an excellent songwriter. I would definitely give her that. She's a great songwriter, an excellent performer. Like she's the complete package. If you want to talk about an artist, like she has longevity. She has all the awards. She can sell out buildings. They got her hanging in the rafters in Los Angeles. Come on now. How many musical artists can say that? You know what I mean?
She definitely knows how to keep her audience going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She hates men, so of course.
So when I said, when I saw the news, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think
I
it
mean,
was shocking.
congratulations.
I didn't think it was shocking. I just thought it was shocking that it was on my TV where I don't see news stories. I just see like shows that are coming out that I can click on. So I was just like, they done broke their whole platform just to share that. Brad says I can't name one Taylor Swift song. I don't think I can name one either, but I think there's at least one that I would know, like the hook. I'd probably be able to sing a little bit of the hook too. All right. So what were we on? Oh, have you ever felt discouraged by the cost of dating? So any of y'all, I know you have, Willie, with that. I mean, now that you got bumped up to 60, it's probably not as hard, but
I've not been, the cost of dating hasn't ever been a problem for me because it's the how I date. Like I don't go on dates until I know that there's a relationship that's imminent. So I'm not quick to meet people because my time is, the way I view my time. But what I want to say discouraged by, but unsettled by, is that what women expect a man to do in order to date them and the cost that they expect a man to incur just to date them. And it's not that I think that the cost is too high. I think the fact that they just don't want to, be called prostitutes is what bothers me, because that's typically what dating looks like for a lot of women. It's like they call men tricks, they call men, saying licks, all of that stuff, but don't want to be called prostitutes. So I'm discouraged by that because it takes the average man, $500, a month to get to know a woman, to only end up one day loving her and having to take care of her for the rest of his life.
yeah. He said I got that. I put it on Patreon. If you're not on there, let me know, because that's the easiest for me to just copy and paste. If not, I'll ask.
Just tell him to DM me. I'll send it to him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Am I free to jump in?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've never been discouraged per se by the price of dating, but it is something that I pay attention to because you do want to look at the economy and where things are with inflation and things like that. So it is definitely something to look over, but it doesn't concern me, because if you truly value the person that you're with, the amount of money shouldn't really matter. Now, it matters in some aspects, don't get me wrong, because you do want to put thought into what you're spending. You do want to be precise, and you do also want to be careful if you're on a budget per se. But I never looked at, it's cost this much to go to this place. Like, I don't care. It all depends on what I want to do, how I want to do it. And I'm a type of person that, like, I think with strategy. I'm like, okay, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And I try to map it out as best as I possibly can. And if you're me, and the way that I think, I try to go about it to say, I want to put the most amount of thought, and if I gotta spend a pretty penny, then I will. But if she enjoys it and if she's vibing with you, because you don't want to take anybody just on just any type of date. Like, for example, I might do a picnic in a park with a horse carriage ride. You know what I'm saying? That's nice to me. But then I could take this person on a date, and then she'll go and she'll be like, this man that did this, he done did that. It's like, no, I deserve this. I deserve this. And if she don't get like this, then I don't want it. Like, nah. So again, you have to be thoughtful with how you move when it comes to spending your money when you're on a date. And she has to rock with you, because if she's really rocking with you, she'll take a picnic any day, and you won't have to spend that much either.
I went on a picnic
Right. That's the point right there that I was waiting for him to make. It's just, you got to feel, weeding out what the woman's intentions are. If a woman is just straight out to get your bag, then you know that right off the bat, you're going to be going in your pockets a lot. But if, like he was saying, if the woman's really into you, it could be a picnic. It could be, let's go to Chipotle and just go sit by the lake and just have some deep conversation. Or it could be a nice, hey, I'm taking you to a 5-star, on the water or whatever. So I guess it just depends. I've never been discouraged by it. It's just more of, understanding where the woman's intentions are.
So we have a thing where we rotate planning the dates because I think you should always keep dating your person even when you're off the market. And I'll tell you, I be running out of ideas. And on times where I'm trying not to, I'm trying to stay within our budget, it'd be hard, especially if you want to eat. Like it adds up really quickly. So you do a couple little things and you're spending a couple $100. That's why I give you guys a lot of props because if you do just a couple of dates during the weekend, you multiply that 4 times, and that's a nice little budget. I got a poll here. I'm going to share it with everybody. 65% of the men on my private men's page say yes, I have felt discouraged. 35% say no, they have not. So they definitely can relate. And let me look at some of these comments and then we'll get to Sir Jacob if he would like to share. He said, I'm not going to vote because I'm married, but I am shocked by the expectations of what a cost should be for a date today. My wife and I went for ice cream yesterday, and that was a date night when we were dating. It's mostly the cost of home and car insurance, as well as tariffs eating up potential dating money. I was like, wait, what? For sure, the expectation of men to still be the primary breadwinner, or they're not a man, while simultaneously complaining to the same men about the wage gap is a lose-lose. They complain about male teachers, for example, but would those men not be enough because they only earn 40 to 50K? We also constantly hear he needs to want more. Someone else said, yes, ma'am, it's expensive to do anything in these dating streets, from gas to a new experience downtown. Let me do one more. Nope, it doesn't cost that much if you're enjoying the person you're with, especially if you know what you're doing. Okay. Anything you wanted to add, sir, before we mosey on down to number 3? Oh, you're muted.
Nope.
You pulled a Willie.
Nope. Oh, my bad.
Oh, Jacob, did you have anything you wanted to add?
He's muted also.
But his it's not showing he's muted, so it must be something just technical on his end. Probably that Android. We'll give him a second to get his audio together. We've got, it's funny, it says Jacob's in the stream with audio only. No, that's what he doesn't have. All right, so we're gonna go to, there we go, number 3. How do financial expectations, yours and theirs, impact your dating experience? How do financial expectations impact your dating experience? Someone just said it has a major impact. No way around it. Someone said not much at all. I care about responsible spending and having her having respectable work. Can't read, but she can make 40K annually or 140K. I don't care. Someone else says it doesn't. My experiences are based on my budget. Therefore, their expectations are none of my concern. I like the way he phrased that. That was funny. So how do financial expectations impact your dating experience? I would say I think a lot of women have unrealistic financial expectations of like what the guy is going to make based on a lot of these people who are doing social media posts. But let the men answer.
Y'all go ahead.
Ice cream sounds good.
No. What financial expectations are we talking about? Like, what do I expect for myself out of life, or do I expect to do while dating? Because I don't think about money while I'm dating somebody, or like, wow, that's the last thing. If my money is messed up, I'm not even date. I won't date you. Like, I don't date that. No, that'll never happen. It's part of the show now.
It's the 5th Metcast member.
Yeah. So no. I don't. This is weird. I mean, I just not say it's weird, but this is just an odd question to ask. Like, how do my dating experience? Like, I date women that were worth my time, and now, with my woman, she was worth my time, so I dated her, and then she's evolved into being mine. Like, I don't know what my financial expectations didn't have anything to do with it. You know, like my standards and values and the criteria I have for picking a partner. You know, or a woman who can represent me to the world had everything to do with it.
Any way you can rephrase that question? Because I'm having a hard time understanding exactly what.
Yeah,
By that.
I would say, how would a woman's expectations that your finances should be, or what would
I think,
does that impact? I know it's a really hard way to phrase it.
yeah, it is a hard way to phrase it, but I do
Like
I do believe I have an understanding of how the question is supposed to be answered, if I may.
Mhm.
So, I think for me, the only thing I hear most women like say the most, like when they say their expectations for a man, is to obviously have a stable career or something. I do hear six figures, a lot, but it's more so about stability. Like, do you have something? Do you have, you know, what are you working towards? Do you have multiple jobs? You know what I'm saying? I think for me, when I hear women say these things, it's like, okay, that's kind of like life expectations by itself, because you should be able to have, some stability in your life, especially when it comes to your finances, because you never know what can happen, especially with the economy being the way that it is. Like, we're in a shift. You know what I'm saying? Especially now during this time of year, we're getting into Halloween. We're finna get into Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those good things. So it's
Oh,
always
don't
good to
remind
be
me.
it's always good to be in a good place financially, and women like to see that.
Someone.
Now,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I will say this, and I'm gonna try to explain from my point of view.
Mhm.
I've never had financial expectations when it comes to women. Like, just in a general dating sense,
Yeah.
I would have more expectations if she was my wife. Now, allow me to explain. Because when I do get married, hopefully soon in the future, I would want her to A, be self-sufficient enough to where, well, I want us both to do this, but where I'm going with this is where, say, if I get hurt on my job, like if I get disabled or
Mm.
something like that,
God
I want to
forbid.
know that my woman can at least provide a little cushion. I mean, of course, I'm going to be the man and I'm going to figure things out, but at least I want to know that my woman is good enough. And then I also want us as a couple unit to invest in life insurance and try to create generational wealth. That's my expectation.
Mm.
Like that's my most like now. And when it comes to dating, like even if like we go into like marriage and everything like that, keep it simple with me. This is just me, but keep it simple. If you're gonna give me a present, give me something that I'm gonna enjoy. And if you're gonna spoil me, you know what I'm saying? Do it because you want to do it. Are you willing to do it? You don't have to do anything for me because I'm self-sufficient by myself. I have my own house. I can cook. I can clean. I can wash clothes. Those are life skills, and we talked about this. So if you're gonna come into my life, I want you to be able to enhance what I already have,
Yeah.
but then also add your own little flair. But then as we go further down the line, we're talking about having kids and going into retirement, having life insurance. Those things are critical and we don't talk about them enough, but it is needed. It is necessary. So that's how I define having financial expectations from my point of view.
I appreciate that. There was one other comment I'll read from the guys. It says, "Yes, we have to prove we're worthy to date them, meaning women, by our money, and they don't prove anything to us, which makes it hard to tell a gold digger from a wife." Oh, oh, oh.
He does have a point.
Nah.
I look
Eh,
at that question and again, I don't have any financial expectations of a woman I'm dating because and they shouldn't have any of me because we're dating. Now, when we start getting into an actual relationship and time and emotion, love, and feelings and everything is being invested and we are working towards a future of marriage, then obviously she should have that expectation of me to be able to provide and all those things that fit the role of a man. But in dating stages, I don't think that there should be that's none of her business.
Yeah, that's that part. I can't believe the women now who are like expecting men to pay their rent and their phone bill as a sign of their loyalty. And I'm like, that's insane.
But
Social media
but
does that.
do you know why? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, social media does that to you. They just follow these trends of this is what they want, and people just fall on that, and they get stuck on that, and that's why they're single. Sorry, sir. You go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I agree. I agree with you, but I think Yonci, I think the reason why women think that way is because from childhood, women are taught to have a man that's going to take care of them, and then they throw these little hints out there to say, "Oh, I want you to pay my phone bill. Oh, I want you to pay for me to get my nails done. I want you." They throw those little tests out there, quote unquote. And if we don't do them, if we don't pass the tests, then we get cast aside, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
But then that falls back into what I was saying earlier, is the fact that there's certain things that if you're a single person, you should be already taking care of yourself regardless. For me, and grooming is one of them. Grooming to me is a life skill. It's not necessarily a gender role. Now, would I be willing to pay for a woman to get her nails done? If she's my woman, absolutely. But I'm not going to spend $50 for 4 random women to get their nails done just to go on one date with me. And especially if they don't like it, then that's 50 to maybe $200 wasted, So, but again, I don't have financial expectations, but I also don't want my woman to be like, oh, I did all this, I did all this, I did this, and you took me here. It's like, take pride in taking care of yourself without having the expectation that I'm going to do it for you. You have to be willing to understand that.
So. I had someone who was made an offer to take care of me. I had a DM yesterday from this individual, and he said he wanted a sugar baby, and his budget for me was $5,000 a week. I was like, well, Monte, what are we gonna do?
$5,000 a year?
A week.
Oh, that's $20,000 a month. That's $260,000 a year.
So, I was like, Monte said, is it virtual? I said, I wish. That's sad that somebody feels the need to pay for someone's company. He said, I just want someone to, give me advice from time to time and keep me company.
You just need a few good months and you can finance a few things. Look, hey,
it's actually a real thing,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like they have, I've seen this job posting, and this was international, but it was this one dude that started a cuddling type business where people will come in and then they'll sit on the couch and then they'll just cuddle with somebody.
No funny business. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no emotion, no strings attached to it. And I'm not gonna lie, and this was a few years ago when I saw this, but I thought, you know what? I could do something like this and make bank. Honestly.
A lot of lonely people, and we need physical touch.
And I think it'll be good for me because I express my affection mostly via physical touch.
See, but I couldn't do it if I didn't like the person. It would cringe me out for someone to touch me. I'd have a knee jerk. I was like, oh wait, I'm getting paid to do this. Let me stop.
I don't know how people cuddle without having sex. That's my thing.
If you're not attracted to them, it's really easy.
Yeah, but see, that's just a gateway to it, though. It starts with that, and then you want more.
It can be a gateway. You're absolutely right.
A lot of
but I think for me,
the money, and it's like, okay, I'm going to give you $500 to come over and hug me. What if I give you an extra $500 to touch me here, or an extra $500 to do this or do that?
Don't touch me there. That is my no square. I mean, you're paying for cuddle.
That's just that slippery slope right there,
Very slippery.
If a woman is letting a dude pay her to cuddle him, and she's willing to take $500 for that, you think she's not going to take another $15 for some?
Exactly.
For at least a happy ending.
Exactly.
And that's for her just being super. Man, listen.
As the old folks say, do a little something strange for a little change.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do nothing strange for $2,000. That's low. Yeah. I just couldn't see paying somebody to cuddle me. Like that's
See, y'all keep applying last year's logic to today's standards. Things have changed.
Things have changed.
All this thing about taking care of a woman, that was the old rules. And some women want the old rules back because they done got out here and they start working and they like, look, this ain't what it's cracked up to be. I want to go back home.
This 9 to 5 thing is ghetto.
I know women who have been highly successful. They've made it to the C-suite and they are like, I'm ready to tap out. I'll go home and cook. I'm tired of doing this here. And so some people want the old rules back, but then you just got women, they want the new rule. They want the old men, but they got new twist to it. Like, you need to pay. I don't want to work and you need to pay for everything. Those two things don't go together. So God bless those in the dating world. So.
Oh, goodness. All right. We're going to move to question number 4. Have you ever felt invisible on dating apps? And how does that affect your confidence?
Yes.
I was going to say, I don't think I necessarily ever felt invisible, but I felt like it shouldn't have to be this difficult to get a serious conversation.
Can I start on this one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on this one. I've stopped with the dating apps completely. Like it's like you gotta like Hinge was of all dating apps I've been in, Hinge was the best app, but I still got the same experiences. Whereas I would, because you gotta buy like roses to match with somebody that they think that you would really go good with this person, but then they won't reach back out to you. And I've had women match with me only for them to be like, oh, I want a sugar daddy, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah, fam, like that's not how this is gonna go. And it's invisible to me because it's like I would swipe on all the different women that I think I would be good with. I'll be compatible with this person. But then you won't know how they feel if they don't swipe on you.
Right.
And you could buy a whole bunch of roses and you could swipe. But then you may only get like one match within like a 3-week period. Mm-hmm. And then like, depending on what other apps you're on, if the women message you for certain things, you can kind of pick up on it right away what they want. Whether they want a genuine connection, a one-time fling, a sugar daddy, sugar baby type situation, or my craziest experience on Hinge was I matched with a married polyamorous woman who was looking for a third.
You're gonna say something else?
No, I'm serious. No. We matched, right? And she messaged me and she was like, I'm happily married. We're poly, and I'm looking for a man that can, do these types of things. And I was like, okay, I know, and I know people in the polyamorous circle, so I can kind of have a little bit of conversation with them. I mean, nothing kicked off from that, but I just thought it was crazy to me. It's like I'm matching with polyamorous married women. You know what I'm saying? It was weird to me because it's like, yo, like I would never even think to even talk to a married woman, nonetheless think about dating her and doing things, because like I said, I know people in the poly space and they get down. I'll tell you that. But I will say though, I respect every polyamorous person that I've ever met who's married. I respect them wholeheartedly because they have a lot of trust in their relationships with the person that they're with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's a trust factor, and those marriages, they be lasting like long. We're talking more than a decade. And I'm like, how do people do this? But it's good to learn from them because I believe in drawing from multiple sources outside of what you know. Like I know growing up in the church, I know being around deacons and men of God. I know my father and his fraternity brothers. So I know all of that, but it's good to learn from something outside of myself. That's why I'm comfortable learning from multiple venues. So I would love to have the trust of a polyamorous marriage into the marriage that I seek to build one day. Yeah. And I know I went on a little bit of a rant, but I had to talk about it because it's like, as someone who is no longer on dating apps and doesn't plan on getting back on, I feel invisible because I think women are not used to dating someone who is like me, because that's not the experience of the men that they have dated before they met me. So it's new to them. And it's natural to be a little apprehensive. And it's natural to be, I don't want to say scared or fearful, but I think apprehensive is the best way to describe it. But it kind of puts me in a tough place because I know I can be too much. But if I'm trying to show interest in the littlest way possible, I might send you a good morning text, have a great day, and I'll call you later tonight. She might look at me saying I'm going to call her later and think that I'm trying to do too much, but that's really not the case. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's a slippery slope. It's a hard balance. But I think for me, retooling my energy and what I've been doing the last few months and learning how to handle that type of rejection, I've accepted that. And I'm only getting better with time. At least I would describe me being off dating apps and not really dating really as me being a freshly done wine that is aging right now. That's the way I'll put it.
Yeah.
Paul, you're too decent of a dude for most women. Most women have been out here on these dating apps getting their backs blown out with no real intention, and they out here looking for a superhero to save them from their poor choices and poor vaginal management. So when they come across a guy like you who is genuinely good, is well-intentioned, isn't going to just try and sleep with her because she's pretty, they don't know how to act. So that's probably also why like a woman would feel like you share too much, because they're not used to niggas being honest with them or being forthcoming or transparent. So don't think that's a bad thing on your end. It's just because, unfortunately, a lot of these women on the dating app are just trash. And for someone like you, a trash woman is not going to fit with.
Not at all.
Take it one step further. I put myself in a similar category as you, and it's like, you start to get to know someone, and then it just almost always happens where you're treating the woman well, and you get this, something's wrong with you because you're too good to be true.
I hate when people say that, and I always say,
get that all the time. It's like,
I'm like,
when
but aren't
treat me
you?
like you're nice and you treat me well and you're kind and you think about all these different things, like you're too good to be true. What's wrong with you?
That's a very toxic mindset.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
I think my woman is too good to be true sometimes, because I'm the opposite of like what Paul is. All right, like, so Paul is a good guy that's dealt with all the women. I'm a guy that's dealt with a bunch of retarded women and didn't really do like one. I've never been left, so I've always had to leave my relationship. So I'm not used to having like the type of the cooperation and the support or all the other things that a woman brings to a guy. I'm not used to having those so consistently from one person. So sometimes I look at her side eyes while she sleep, like, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's like a trauma reaction. If you haven't had it and all you've experienced are really bad people, then it does seem scary. I used to call it waiting for the other shoe to drop. It took me a long time to outgrow that. So if something went well, I'd be like, oh my gosh, and I couldn't enjoy it in the moment because I was so worried about, well, what's going to happen? Because I know I'm going to get hurt. And it took years for me to get out of that. And so I can understand women saying that.
Always being on defense, that is tough.
That's a stressful life.
You get real thick skin. I would say that you get real thick skin, but having to always play, on defense everyone's playing defense about something. So, for me, it would probably be, within the relationships I was in, I was, the defensive MVP, because I was always, trying to, I could say, like, expect and react to things before they happen. So, but then the older I got, it was just, my defense was just breaking up. It's so easy now. I don't like this anymore. I think this anymore. So
I don't know. I'm gonna maybe take a little twist on it. I do think there are more good men than there are not good men. And the fact that women can't find good men tells me that they, maybe more what the two gentlemen prior were talking about. I don't think they don't know how to even be with somebody who's good to them or treats them well or has good intentions. So they end up fumbling it. I think, women fumble more good men than they realize because they don't know how to deal with a good guy. I do think there are probably a lot of good guys feeling invisible on dating apps. For me, I mean, I had an opposite experience. It's like a meat market. It's like I get all sorts of weird messages, especially when I was on the app and I would go back to Atlanta, and then it notifies people that you're in the area or something. I would get all these weird messages, and
Weird how?
to the point I just turned it off. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I ain't that cute. Where I would just get, I get 10, 15 messages. I ain't been in town in an hour. And
what kind of weird? We want to know what kind of weird.
You always want to know what's kind of
I paused it first. I'm just piggybacking.
I'm not sharing no more on this platform. It comes back to haunt me when I share too much.
I mean, was it like creepy or was it
be the opposite of Paul? I'm gonna stop sharing.
Dang.
No,
but I would get weird
I'm sorry. Were you finished?
I just get weird messages, weird offers. But some people are genuinely trying to connect, so it's not invisible, but it's not very genuine. It's just they're doing the numbers game like we used to do, fellas, when we were younger. Like sometimes you just shoot your shot at anything moving and see what happens. It feels like that for me. So maybe not invisible, but I know it's not genuine.
I would pay good money to be a fly on the wall because I feel like there are so many people who complain about dating being terrible for everybody to be not the terrible one. And this isn't directed at you, but like it's so interesting because I have and Mikhail, you've seen this firsthand. I'll put the ladies in my course in certain scenarios. Actually, I think Jacob, you have too, where they don't know what's coming. And so I get to see how they act in real time. And so a lot of women don't realize how they're coming across, what they're giving off. Okay. So I wonder if the guys are like that at all too, where they might not be aware because everyone says that, it's so trash dating, but then you would think, well, all these people who have genuine intentions should connect with each other. And so I think it's unfortunate that a lot of the people who seem to have charisma and they're interesting are the ones that have really honed their skill and they're not using it for good. And then the ones that have a really good heart maybe don't have that same skill set. Maybe, I don't know. But I definitely encountered my, share of weirdos. Yeah, it was intense.
If I may, I'll just answer the question real quick. I never, when I was on the apps, I can't say that I felt invisible. I just felt like the algorithm kept me away from the right one.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you have a type?
Absolutely.
We all have types. Yeah.
I wouldn't say a type. I think we have habits. I would say it's more of a habit than a type because we can find like our type is typically physical.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
So we can find the things we look for in all the different variations of our physical type. But our habit would be like the type of personality characteristics or things that attract us to women outside of physical. So I think that breaking my habit is why I've been successful now. Because I no longer value, those one or two things more than the other 8 or 9 things that I should probably care about. I mean, but also, you've, that I'm not going to be with anyone who is less than gorgeous either. So, I've hit the lottery, I guess, but I definitely could say I've had a type. If you look at my exes,
none of my exes, look the same. When I was in the dating world, I can't say that I had, obviously I had core, things that needed to be checked off, but none of them looked alike. Like they all look completely different for the most part. So I can't say that I go for one specific, it's like this or she looks like that. So I kind of agree with the habits thing.
So Tracy asks, is the algorithm triggered by what's in your profile? Some people pay a dating coach to create their profile. So what I have heard, and I believe this is from an actual source, like within creating apps, it goes off of how people respond to you. So if somebody is getting a lot of traction, a lot of people are swiping right, then they'll put that person in front of more people. If this person's not getting a lot of swipes, then they won't go because they're trying to get as many people to click as possible. So in a sense, you could say it is by what's in your profile, in the sense that if you do an exceptional job to where most people are swiping, so using good pictures, saying stuff that people relate to. But yeah, it's how people respond to your profile.
No, I kind of disagree with what's in your profile because there was at one point I tried to test the algorithm where I would have absolutely nothing in my profile except like maybe a one-liner and two photos, where then I would just put a whole, well-written profile, lingo in there with several pictures. And there was even times where I would just swipe on everything that came through, and it would still, just bring me things that were just completely off of what I'd be interested in. Like, for example, way outside the age range on the higher side of things.
Yeah.
Multiple kids, things. If I said I want, no kids, everyone would be with kids, So I think I'm still trying to figure out that algorithm thing.
The algorithm,
not still, because I'm not on the apps, but I'm just saying it's just one of those things that's I want to do a dissertation on because it's just really interesting.
The
I was mad
algorithm,
by who they put me in front of those.
it prioritizes three things. It prioritizes people that have paid to have their profiles, be VIP, stuff like that, right? Then after that, it's going to show you the popular users, the people that get a lot of, because then they want to show you as many of those women because they're attractive, and they know that, okay, if you see a lot of attractive women, you're more likely to want to spend extra money to be able to reach them directly. Like, you get prioritized likes, you can get direct messages, all of that stuff. And then the third thing is based off of the people you like organically. Like, they scrub those profiles, and a lot of, if you notice that the women that you like and that you see, a lot of their profiles look the same. Those people are being funneled to you on purpose,
right?
And it's literally just all to make you spend money on the apps.
Exactly, right? Because if you let your subscription run out, like say for example on Bumble, if you let your subscription run out, and you have like no one, in your likes category, then once that subscription runs out, then all of a sudden you have 10, 20 that you have to pay the subscription to actually see who it is that likes you. So yeah, it's just weird, and it's a good money grab too. So that's why I don't do I stopped doing those things.
If y'all ever got to run ads for something, run a paid ad on a dating app, you're gonna make some money.
Hey,
one thing I'll say about for men, poor men are on dating apps. Like, on average, there's not a lot of struggling men on dating apps because we kind of know that we can't do that to be attractive to women. So we at least have some of our shit together before we get on those apps. Yeah. So if you a business guy and you wanted to run an ad for something, that would probably be some of the best money you spend. You spend $50 a day running an ad, you'll probably get $300-400 return on your ad spend. That's from running on dating apps.
That's real.
That's fair.
All right. So we are going to go to question number 5. What fears, by the way, if anyone wants to follow anyone on the panel, you can see their information right here. I feel like we need to ask you what your name means. And I think this is why everyone kept saying neuroscience, because the neuro was in your name. But feel free to share, sir.
Oh, neuro. Yeah, it's tied to my work. So it's tied to work. Neuroscience, surgery, MD, PhD. It's tied to all of that. So
okay. Well, ladies,
because if you look at it, neuro, brain, enduro is fast paced. So trauma, surgery, emergency medicine. So that's how it all links together.
That was a very scientific Man, I was trying to find politically correct. Okay. Number 5, what fears like being cringy or creepy hold you back from approaching women? Got a bunch of answers on this one.
Everything, breathing, yelling.
If you don't dress a certain way, if you don't smell a certain way,
Right.
if he doesn't buy me a drink at the bar,
If he does buy me a drink,
If he wears a Nike shirt,
if he puts a roofie in the drink he bought me,
gosh, it's just so hard. It
everything
says,
nowadays is just cringe to women. It's just you can't win.
there's that. What's that term? Oh, they're giving me the ick. I hate
ick,
that
yeah.
trend.
The ick list is like at 767 now.
facts.
No, it's so crazy. There was a video, and the girl was being dead serious. She was like, "Yeah, if I were to go, to a music park with a guy on a first date, and his legs were dangling, I would get the ick." And I'm like, should he like tuck his legs up and just hold it? Like, I was like, this doesn't even make sense anymore. Like, it never did make sense, but
Yeah, here was one.
Yeah, I saw
this ick where it was like, if I go to a concert with a guy and he starts singing, that's a big ick. that's what's
I actually
out
think
there
that's
now.
so dope when people can sing along.
That's what's out there now.
How about this? I saw a video on TikTok recently about this woman in Miami, and she was like, men are in their feminine energy when they sit at the bar. I'm like, what?
What?
I couldn't even get through the whole video, but it's like, she was like, oh, men are in their feminine energy when they're sitting at the bar, because it's like, yo, the bar should be for women only. And I'm paraphrasing it, but the whole gist of it is, if you're at the bar in Miami, then you're operating your feminine energy. I'm like, why would you say something like that? Because see, I just went out last weekend at this new spot close to where I live, and it was a nice little restaurant. It was small in size, but it was very nice on the inside. I sat at the bar because it was the only spot that was available to me. But I got me a couple of drinks. I got me a little bit of food. I smoked me a little hookah, and I had a good time. And I was chatting with the people sitting around me, next to me, and everything like that. I didn't feel there's nothing feminine or masculine about sitting at the bar. There's no space in a restaurant. If you guys said bar, you said bar. Especially you go to the bar to defuse. You know what I'm saying? You coming home from a long day of work, I'm gonna freshen up and I'm gonna go to the bar and I'm gonna have fun. Like, what? It's like people say some of the most outlandish things. But
I think there's something there that's got to be self-defeating. You're gonna have to investigate that one, Yonci. I think some of these rules, they just don't even make sense when you say them out loud. I think some women are. There's something there. It can't be because a guy's feet were hanging, or he sat at the bar that you didn't want to date. Like that. That something's off with you there.
it's the same reason why like a woman will be like, oh, it's feminine to argue with women. Why is it feminine to argue with women when they don't shut up? Like, and they always want to argue. Like, you think just because a masculine man is supposed to just let you say whatever you want and then not have an opinion? Like, it's the same thing. They say that type of stuff to try to disqualify us from being in spaces that they want to dominate. So they're like, oh, you don't have any business here if you're a masculine man, or if a masculine man wouldn't do this. The same. It's like, or they say, well, masculine men shouldn't date younger women, and the only people to say that are older women, because they understand that the younger women are competing for the same man that they want for themselves. So they try to shame men into like not doing it. You know what I'm saying? They try to shame us into doing what works best for them in their particular situation.
Or they say that we have a PDF file mentality if an older man, younger woman.
Like, they weren't the same people who were sleeping with college kids in junior high. Like, I never take that serious when a woman says it unless she's young herself. And then I can explain, I can have a conversation with her because she's not saying it from a biased viewpoint. Right. But I'm 6 feet tall and my feet will dangle at a bar stool sometimes because I don't like sitting. If I sit all the way back in a bar, I'm not 6'10". I'm
6'4", my feet dangle, so what? Sometimes.
Exactly. So now because my feet dangle, I'm not manly. That's cool, man. Buy a cat and die alone.
Right.
All I ask is that you don't scream if you see a bug or a mouse. That's all I ask. Don't scream and jump in a chair. Other than that, I'm pretty.
No.
Why would you want to eliminate if you really are trying to find somebody? Like, why would you try to find reasons to eliminate people? It just seems so counterproductive. I don't get it.
But you
But
think about
that
things
kind of
that
ties
you feel are not feminine. I'm sure there are things that you like. Maybe a woman might be your dream woman, but she burps and farts and cusses like a sailor, and you know,
No idea.
almost
but I
I'm sure.
think that kind of ties into my answer a little bit. So if I may, I'm going to answer the question here. I'm not afraid of, you know, being told certain things because I shouldn't care about I shouldn't care about what people think. You know, I know my flaws. I've been called creepy. I've been called clingy. I am too forward. You know, that's a flaw that while I can accept my flaws, but my number one fear when it comes to approaching women is being lied to.
Mm.
It's like, and I just had this happen to me recently where I go to a spot every Monday night just to hang out and chill and vibe. You know, it's every single week. And there's one particular young lady that I see every single week. And we've had great conversation over the months I've been there. So I was like, hey, I would like to, get to know you, outside of here. And she was like, sure, I'm open to getting to know you. We exchanged numbers. 6 days later, I don't want to get to know you and I don't want to date, but I still want you to come and say hi. Now, again, I told my friend about this because I got really upset because I was like, yo, you say you open to getting to know me, but then you flip the script when I'm trying to plan a date with you, right? And it's like, okay, why would you even lie to me in the first place? And I got upset because it's like, yo, I can understand you not wanting to date me, and that's cool. But you say you don't even want to be my friend, like you don't even want to get to know me. It's just like, whoa, 180. You know what I'm saying? It bothers me because it's like women want us to approach and take the lead and be the hunters. And I'm hunting you, but then you all of a sudden flip the script ad hoc. And now you're telling me you don't even want nothing to do with me, just period. It's just like, well, damn, like, what's the point of you saying yes? And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's okay to, well, I don't want to say it's okay, but it is natural to be apprehensive. It is natural to be, wary of new things. And I totally get that. But what bothers me about this particular person is that you've seen me, you've been around me, you know how I am. We've had great conversation. But for you to suddenly flip the script after 6 days, for you to tell me that you don't even want to be my friend, like I don't want nothing to do with you outside of me just seeing you every week. It's like, what's the point of you saying you want to get to know me and allow me to be in your space, having your number, only for you to then tell me I don't even want. And then I sat with that and I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Excuse my language. I blocked her number. I blocked her on Instagram and everything. It's like, yo, don't fucking lie to me. I hate that. I really do. No, you don't have to spill all your guts at me and everything like that. But if I'm asking you, would you like to go out with me? And you tell me and you say yes, and you give me your number, I'm going to follow through. I would rather, me personally, I prefer women to be a friend, but I understand why women aren't. I totally get it. You can, and I'm just going to put this out there right now. If you do not want me, you do not have to. I'm not forcing you. I don't want to force nobody to do nothing that they don't want to do. But don't tell me one thing and then do another. Don't tell me you'll think about it, because you'll thinking about it, that leaves the door open. If you're not interested, you just let me know, hey, I'm not interested. I'm cool with seeing you here. I'm cool with hanging out with you. But if you don't want to date me, then fine. I can handle that. But don't lie to me.
Welcome to the show, Kev.
I felt that.
Hey, I enjoy being here. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, way to be real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a real story.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us can feel that.
Good stuff. I'm going to read some of these comments. So the question is, what fears, like being cringy or creepy, hold you back from approaching women? He said being creepy or cringy never bothered me. It just means she's not attracted to me. Oh, I agree with that. Fear of rejection never bothered me either. It's the fear of holding a conversation with a woman I don't even know that always did. Okay, I don't know what that means. Being a single parent after 40, it's really contentment with life and realizing I haven't met anyone who just doesn't take or try. I haven't met anyone who doesn't just take or try to only take in some way. I have no fear approaching in person, but I won't DM women I don't know on social media because of screenshots and shaming. Ladies, I teach that in my course. I barely message or match first on dating apps either because if she sends the first, I know beyond a doubt she's interested. Someone said it's still too funny. Men don't use that word, but I get the overall point. It isn't a great per se. I don't know, those typo, more of a concern of Me Too movement or previous encounters that they have make them cringe about my approach, but I ain't never scared. All right, brother. Someone else said,
Yonci, can you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
There's a comment by Kenny Peoples. It says it's directed at me, and I want you to pull it up on the screen. So I can. I'm seeing it. It says, "Paul, are you going to go overseas?" Like, I want to answer that. I want you to pull it up for me.
I cannot scroll up. Oh, okay. There you go.
Now, I want to talk about this. So I want to respond to this comment. Paul, you're gonna have to go overseas, my brother, and I can tell you a couple places that will work in your favor if you're willing to listen. Now, I am willing to expand my dating horizon to travel the world, but I don't want to go all in on that because here's the thing: I've seen Passport Bro content, and I like it. I respect it. It's good to see guys have good dating experiences. And I follow a guy on TikTok who does passport dating, but he's more so in the Philippines and Thailand and things like that. And he shows people like, yo, get this so you can be able to work remotely.
The dude with the dreads?
No, he doesn't have dreads. I forget his name, but I see him come up on my For You page, and I do follow him, but he has a girlfriend and he lives in the Philippines. He pays like only a couple $100 a month, for his apartment. And he lives in a nice little studio type situation. But I wanted to pull this up because I wanted to say this. I respect Passport Bros and I understand why they are what they are, but I'm not going to do this for the sake of wanting to be a Passport Bro. I want to travel the world just for the sake of traveling the world. I don't want to travel the world to find something. Now, if I do find something and something happens and things build the way that they build, I'm not going to stop it because it happened naturally. Because I'm going to say this right now. I love Black women. I want to marry a Black woman. That's period, point blank. I love my Black women. And I really hope my friends see this. Like, I hope I can clip this and put it on my Instagram and, have a blog. 'Cause I love Black women. I want to marry a Black woman one day. But I have to acknowledge Black women have hurt me the most. But even despite all of that, I still want to love. I want to travel the world to see the world, not to find love. Now don't get me wrong. But like I said, again, if things just so happen to develop, I'm not going to stop it. I'm just being honest.
The Passport Bro just got a massive tool in their bag now. Is that like a lot of the guys are being upset because they'll go over there and get a girl, bring her back to America, and then she gets westernized, leaves him for a guy with more money. Now, that's not how it works. If what President Trump has done is he changed something about the immigration, saying now if you bring somebody over here, like you marry them and you get divorced, they lose their citizenship. So that's making the women act right. So it's a huge weapon for Passport Bros because a lot of women were like, "Oh, y'all going over there getting the dude, women, and bringing them back," and now they get over here and leave you for somebody with money the same way we was doing. Not no more. She act right, you send her ass home. Like this. So I think Passport Bros are probably gonna get a lot more in depth or a lot more creative about it. But unfortunately, what women don't understand is that the stuff that they'll say, well, girl will go over there and she'll sleep with you and your friends for $200. It's the same thing in America. It just costs more. If you go to a club and you pay a girl, you might have to pay her
Yeah,
$2,000 or
right.
$3,000. But that's the only difference is just like inflation is not hit the middle in Southern America yet. It has America. That's all.
Shots fired. Oh, you said hopefully. Done.
Well, I mean the price of P. I chose inflation because I was trying not to use the P word.
No, I appreciate that. Oh goodness. Okay, you guys. So StreamYard messed around and gave me some sound effects.
That's
All
what I was
right.
thinking. What the heck is
We're gonna do a couple before we finish number 5. I want you guys to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up if you like the sound effect. Thumbs down if you don't. All right, here's the first one.
Is that somebody chicken?
I didn't hear it. What was it?
What was that? Somebody frying chicken?
It sounds like Crisco, hot Crisco.
Or she rainfall.
We got to get you some better ones, like some more ethnic ones.
Yeah.
The boo wasn't ethnic enough for you?
No, that was an Oprah boo. That was like a boo from my Oprah audience.
All right, here we go.
Sound like they use when they say filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
That's
That was
exactly
good.
what I was thinking.
I didn't hear that one either.
Oh, that's so weird. All right.
I just hear that smoke detector in the background. That's all. That's all.
That is unfortunate to hear that. All right, we got this one.
Okay, people. I thought that was the People's Court.
I didn't hear that either.
Jay-Z was about to come on.
All right, here's the next one.
It sounds like some Bugs Bunny stuff.
Yeah, we got to get you some more like
Yeah.
2025 ethnic versions.
Now, this is my favorite one, though, for Shots Fired. I think that's just going to be
One
my...
shot.
Yeah. Shots Fired.
Can we get something a little more dramatic here? Is this the free package?
Technically, it is free, but I do pay a whole lot for StreamYard. Most of you guys' tips go towards That's how I felt when I have to see the bill every month. All right, back to the seriousness. What fears? Oh, that's the one we're on. He said, I thought it was slam poetry tonight. I cannot. Okay, so, we already did all 5. All right, so let's get into the trending topics. And if we have time at the end, I will get into some of the Q&A. I still have some queued up of the questions that were asked of me. But first things first, let's see what craziness we have. Y'all, this is truly unbelievable, but here it is.
A very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was
Yonci, I can't hear
unexpected
it.
to feel that emotional, but
No?
that's when I realized I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
No.
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart.
can't hear it.
It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
The last name Cagle is diabolical. That's crazy.
I didn't hear it, but I didn't hear anything. Like,
Was everyone else able to hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
I don't
Hey,
know why you heard. I'm so sorry, sir.
I just saw I tried to read some of the captions, and it said "man falls in love with AI." I'm like, okay, that's weird. And like I said, I couldn't hear anything, so maybe I won't be able to comment really. But
It's like
I
that
don't know.
movie.
Like just based off top, it's like, I mean, AI is starting to take over a lot of things, and it's like, wow. But I can't really talk about it, so y'all go ahead, dive in.
It's wild though that it's like he knows it's a computer program. So I don't even understand. I can see liking to use something, but to have an emotional attachment to a computer program, my brain, I just can't even wrap around that. That's different. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Okay, fellas, would you ever try something like this? I had to take the sound off, otherwise I get a strike. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Mm.
Is she trying to stroke your beard? And she said, "Oh, hold on."
Wait.
It looked kind of real too.
Oh.
She just kept going.
I wish.
Whoa.
I don't have an issue with it, but I wish a woman would say something about me doing it. As much of the hair that they take off like it's a hat, like the hair helmets they wear, all that makeup and all the eyelashes, and then a dude decides to go get a man unit for a beard. I wish she would say something to me about it.
She was probably wearing a wig.
You know she's wearing a wig right there.
Right.
Exactly.
And probably a body shaper. So like
that is true.
Right.
Like,
that is ironic. That is 100% a wig. So the audacity.
It's a good one. That's the flammable kind. Like that's the one that's gonna catch fire if she catches like a spark hit it. So like,
yeah, I think it's crazy when women like
audacity
do that with men who, you know, cover up some spots on the beard or whatever, and they just fake from top to bottom. I mean, let the man be the man. I don't have a problem with that. If that builds his confidence, just like women do the makeup and everything for their confidence, if it builds his confidence, then so what? So be it.
Because it used to be a shameful thing for somebody to have extensions. Like people would really not want people to touch their hair and find out. And now it's like a very common thing. So I just think that the men need to just keep pushing it. Just keep doing what you want to do until it becomes mainstream.
Whoa.
I knew he was gonna say something.
Whoa, because men were doing something for a long time behind the doors, and now it's mainstream. And look at the way the world went. Like it's certain things we gotta
aesthetically
bet. Well,
if you want to fill in your hair, if you want to stretch your legs out and become 6 foot tall,
man, listen. Let me find 3 months of my life where I don't have anything to do, and a plane ticket to Turkey. I'm coming back with a Rick Ross beard, and I'll be 6'6". Like, what? Man,
believe it or not, I've seen that ad on Instagram where you could be like, "Oh, you could get your wisdom teeth pulled here in Turkey, and then they'll fly you out and everything like that." I'm like, that sounds too good to be true. But
now,
I mean, if it's real, it's real. I mean, more power to the people.
One that did that turkey hair.
That's the trip I do have.
He said it cost him $2,500. They put him up in a nice spot. He got all the grafts done. He got and he walking around with a nice head of hair now.
10,000
like that.
A girl go get a whole body done for 10,000. A dude go to Turkey with 10,000. He'll come back looking like a superhero.
Oh my God! See, that's my biggest fear, though. If I ever did anything like prosthetic, like the shapers and it never goes right. I feel like they should do a lot of videos on things that go wrong, because especially if you have somebody trying to be intimate, it's like, oh, hold on a second, let me move this and adjust that. It's not cute.
That's why I say, your natural self is you in your purest form. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that all the time. I don't like the idea of inserting man-made chemicals in your body just to make yourself look better. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's like only if it's necessary, like for example, women or just not just women, but people will have like surgeries to help them with their weight loss journey. And I'm okay with something like that, because it's like, you want to help yourself and you exercise on all of your options, no pun intended. but it's like, yo, I really want to do this. But now if you're a person that says, I need to get this done because I want to look a certain way and be a certain way and attract more finances and things like that, you know, I'm going to look at you sideways because it's like, yo, why don't you trust your natural self? That to me says you have low self-esteem, because, you know, while we do live in a world of social media where everything is put out there and people are comparing themselves to others, and it's come to a point where it's kind of natural in a sense. I don't want to say it that way, but that's the best way I can put it. But it's like, yo, you should be content with knowing yourself enough to say, I'm not going to allow social media to determine what I do next, because it's only your thoughts and only your opinions that matters. Like, I know I'm not the most attractive guy in the world, but when I wake up in the morning, I look myself in the mirror, I get myself ready for work, I'm be like, damn, I'm the sexiest motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When I go out and I'm at the bar, I'm having a good time, or I'm hanging out with friends, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm the sexiest motherfucker in here. What's up? I'm confident. You know what I'm saying? People should be willing to have that confidence about themselves. Now, granted, not everybody has that experience, you know, and it can take time to develop that sort of thing, which is why, and it kind of goes back to how people are raised, because from childhood, that's where really core memories kind of come into line, where it's like, you know, you're taught certain things. For women, it's like, oh, taught to be a princess, taught like this. It's the Disney mentality. You know, it's the lack of, and that's the best way I can describe it. But there's going to come a point in time where you have to accept that things are not going to happen the way that you were taught, and you have to be willing to expand your horizons. And I learned to love my natural physical self. While I know I can improve by working out, getting a dietitian with my insurance, drinking water, working out, and everything like that, and I can still say I'm the sexiest motherfucker in here. I don't care about getting 400 or 500 different numbers and sleeping with 5 dinners, like, because I love myself, and I'm content with being single for the rest of my life. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm saying this is a confession. I've stopped dating, honestly. I've stopped dating because I'm tired of, like what I said earlier, about being lied to. And because I don't like to be played with. I don't like having my time wasted. And it's upsetting to me, because how do you expect me to exert my energy and be the hunted if you're not willing to be upfront with me and tell me the truth? Now, again, I get why women choose not to be upfront off the rip. I understand it completely, because there are crazy folk out here. Let's be real. But I've never been the type of person that will force you to do anything. And I don't want to make you feel that way. But again, I do not like being lied to. So I've learned to accept just loving myself and being the best version of myself that I know that I can be. You know, and if it happens, it happens. But I also go to the scripture, Matthew 16:26. What only lose his soul? I look at my dating life right now. It's like, what would it profit me to put myself out there and try to expend my energy into trying to date women if the result of that is being lied to and being ghosted, or having the type of woman that I don't typically go for? So that's my realization. That's a realization that I've had. Now, I'm not saying that it won't happen for me, and I do believe that it will. But when I look at my life right now, it's just not worth it to me to try to keep putting myself out there and getting the wrong results. So my love life is loving myself and being the best version of myself that I can be. And the right one, hopefully she'll come. She may be in the comments. She may see this on Instagram if you put this up there, y'all see, if you want to.
Paul, you got a passport, dog? I got a round trip ticket to somewhere in South America for you.
I do have a passport.
Let me know when you want to go, and I'll make it happen. Because I promise you, you'll come back a different man, or you might not come back at all. Like, you don't come, you're walking that month like, For me.
But that's primarily the reason why I wanted to come up, Yonci, because I can empathize with all the questions that you have, and in totality, you know, in the months that I've been gone, you know, it's taken some time for me to kind of grow, and then I'm just take these things out. But I've come to accept, you know, just loving myself and being okay with being in my single state. And like I said, it does come with a learning curve. Let's be real here, because you don't plan on being in a committed relationship and then having it end and being single for a long time. You don't plan these things, but they do happen. You know, so I empathize with you on that because we have a similar story. Yeah, I'll see. But I'm in a better place mentally and getting better physically with just who I am. And I know that my energy is sacred. If I'm being completely honest with myself, and I really didn't value that, you know, about myself, at least in a way that I thought I was. And I don't want to keep rambling here, but I'm not dating, and I'm not giving. I don't want to say I'm giving up, but I'm content with loving myself, and I'm okay. I can accept me not getting the things that I want the most, which is marriage and having my own family. I'm willing to sacrifice that, but I'm done.
No, I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah,
My man
Um,
over here bearing his soul to the world.
definitely, bro.
I can feel it, dog.
But I would say this: once you get clear
Can you hear me?
on who you are and what you want, it's gonna be easier to not deal with people who don't fit that mold or who doesn't work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game is gonna get easier.
I think he's already expressed that. I think he does that.
Yeah, the options are. I guess I'm sharing with him. The options they always gonna be there. I think some people might try to push a timetable on you or a narrative, but just supporting what you're saying, the options always gonna be there. The clearer you get about who you are, what you want. And I think Yonci talks about that before. Like there's certain things she just didn't accept. It gets easier to kind of cut people off. The game just gets
I
clearer.
think he's saying the options haven't been there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm in Atlanta. Okay,
What part?
Me too.
What about?
I live on the east side. I live in East ATO. Now, my dating experience, you know, has been up and down. You know, I would venture to say that my dating life is in hell. But in Atlanta, like the economy, I mean, you are going to spend a pretty penny if you go to certain places. Let's be real. But I'm seeing people dating and like having full-fledged relationships. My only thing is, and this is kind of a confession here, a lot of the Black women I've seen on social media are dating white dudes. Now, again, I got no issue with interracial relationships. And well, we really don't talk about that, or at least I haven't talked about that with you, but I got no issue with interracial dating. But as a Black man, if you're a Black woman and you date white men, you date whoever you want, but don't come to me with be like, oh, these ends ain't, you know, this and I'm like, don't come at me with that type of energy if you're gonna date outside your race.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to be like, things just happen. Because again, like me, I love Black women. I want to marry a Black woman, but the only reason I would pursue something that is outside of my race is if it happens naturally for me.
Yeah, I think.
And if it happens naturally, like I know a dude that I met at my usual hangout spot, and he was just out of experience. I'm like, yo, welcome to the vibes, man. And he had a great time and everything. And he's dating a Black girl now. And I'm like, I'm with it. I just hope that same Black woman doesn't come to me and be like, you know, these niggas ain't this, these niggas ain't stuff and so on. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. But if she does that, I'm gonna look at her sideways, because it's like there's no way in hell. Because see, here's the thing: you know, good Black people. Let's keep it real. But the world doesn't put us out there like that. Social media, you don't see that too often, unless you reset your algorithm, which is what I'm doing. I want to see the good, upstanding black men who love their wives, raise their children. Again, like the men that I was raised by, my father, the deacons in the church, my dad's frat brothers, watching my uncle and his wife and their family units and everything like that. I know that. And most of my male friends are in committed relationships or married. You know what I'm saying? So that's the example that I want. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm willing to learn and share from different perspectives because I do like conversation. But I hate when I hear that it's like all these negative experiences. And again, their emotions are valid. The feelings are valid. I'm not coming against that. But are you going to sit here and say all black men aren't worth their time and all black men aren't that good? You're just probably not attracted to the ones that are good to you. You just don't want them. But you're not willing to say that out loud because it doesn't fit the social media take narrative, for lack of a better way of putting it.
I think, Paul, I'm gonna throw this out here. Atlanta there's a lot of different vibes there, and traditional Atlanta is what you see on TV, and I think that fits a lot of what you're talking about. You might want to head, just a suggestion, like Old Roswell on the weekend is pretty dope. It's a very eclectic kind of vibe. It's not the traditional. It's very walkable. A lot of people, just different types of people kicking it. Avalon up Alpharetta is a cool place.
I love Avalon.
The development up there.
I've been there a while. I love Avalon.
Yeah, on the weekend it's pretty nice because there's a lot of shops and people walking around. It's just, I think maybe, I don't know everywhere you hang out, but some of the places like in and around Atlanta, it does have that sort of vibe. It's a certain type of crowd there. Maybe just expand out to some of those different places. Those are just two that I know of when I go out. I don't necessarily hang out in the SWATs or whatever, but I'll go to those places and meet up with friends and kind of hang out. And there's all different types of people there. It might be, black, white, Indian or whatever, but everybody's there kind of vibing, having a good time. So just throwing that out there. Just might be, just find some different spots. Avalon's a place that I really kind of kick it with when I go there. It's right up 400 from where I got a spot. Mm-hmm. And so I'll go there on the weekends and hang out when I'm in town.
But yeah, I love Avalon. It's been a while since I've been there. Like, I need to go up there and get me some pizza from Antico. Yeah, and some ice cream for that matter.
Yeah.
Catching up in the group chat. Okay. All right, we're gonna get into this next one. It's right along with beards. It's just a different okay, let's see. Oh, that's what my man is. Where is it? There we go. Okay. A beard bonnet has more of a ring to it.
It wouldn't seem so suspect and gay if he didn't have, the earth curl in his hair and was making them dumbass light skin faces. Like the squinty eyes and shit. That's what makes it suspect. And he's staring in the camera. Look at his eyebrows. And then his beard hair and his hair texture don't match.
And that beard looks a little suspect, right?
And he has no tattoo. So he's like a soy boy.
Yeah, he doing the most. He doing a little too much.
I don't like the eye contact though. This is so unrelated, but there was this video I saw on TikTok where this girl had said, blind react to this video, but I've seen multiple women do it. And she is trying to make herself cry. But it's so weird. So you have the eye contact like this. They'll be recording themselves trying to cry and they keep coming back to the camera. It's so cringy. You just want to look away. But he gave him that dead eye contact. He said, you know I'm sexy. Oh yeah. I don't know why it looks fake to me though. When a beard has when it's really, really thick, I think what it is when it's natural, it's usually not crazy thick right at the edge. It's kind of like your hairline. I don't have your natural hairline isn't straight like this. You see the little hairs on it. And so I think that's why it always looks fake when a guy has it really black along. You guys know what I'm saying as far as being really black along the.
Are you talking about when they spray paint the stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about, Yonci?
I don't know, but I'm looking.
No, sometimes the barbers
looks like a real beard.
Barbers be pushing those lines, but every time I get mine done, I'm like, dude, just keep my line natural because I don't like that. I don't. Yeah, that look is just.
So it's
Now,
just
if
the
his line
lining
was
of it.
natural, it probably would look a little bit different, because I understand what he's trying
So
to
they
do.
just cut it too far down.
Yeah, way too far down. It's like way
Because I
further
like
down.
it to look like it came, like it grew naturally out of your
Right.
face.
Bro looks like somebody went to Chat GPT said and make me a light skinned minion nigga from Despicable Me 1. Like
I was gonna say that it did look like computerized, like this top lip part here. It don't. Yeah, it looks off.
It don't look natural.
All this good work Drake did to make light skinned men not seem so soft and weird, and he just undid it with one video.
And you see how like it's going, it's a
And he's
straight
biting his
line.
lip.
Look at
biting the lip. Yeah,
You say a decade of progress has been lost.
you can see a little bit of the stubble, like it goes here. This is a natural beard line. Like a beard naturally comes up.
His mustache line is what's cut.
Yeah, his mustache.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like all the guys who have natural beards, have beards on the show. All of yours goes up towards your nostrils. Nobody's mustache goes like this.
But that's a style.
Yeah.
Some dudes rock it like
What
that.
style is that?
Mm-mm.
That's the what? Man,
Don't get laid style.
like, never mind, bro. Bro is
Sorry.
30. Is
You didn't have to go
37
there.
years old with baby hair, and then is biting his lip, staring into a camera with his shirt off,
Mm.
and
It
probably
actually kinda
just
looks
got on
crazy,
some
like he has
tidy
no mouth.
whities and like one sock, and just took off a beard line. Like what the?
Oh my god.
I'm so glad I'm not light skinned anymore. Oh my
Okay.
God. I'm so glad.
How do you graduate from being light skinned?
Because man, I just refuse. I'm darker than him for sure.
My honey
And
thinks he's not light skinned. I was
he's
like,
not. We are brown. Like what? Listen, me
See,
and my
light
wife talk
skin
about
to
this
me is-
all the
Bro.
time.
You tan.
just
you ain't
embrace
brown.
it.
We are brown. Like,
I'll give him caramel at best. Monte is not dark skinned.
It be your own people. It be your own people. I got to argue with my beige beauty about me not being light skinned, and then here you go. It's me and Monte against the world when it comes to our the melanin in our skin.
I mean, he
I just
is
wanna take it from
colorblind.
Who is? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I mean, then he's gray. Then he's colorblind.
Funny.
oh my goodness. Speaking of beards, gentlemen, you all do have great beards. Hey.
Can't pull this off. This ain't coming off.
I mean, my beard isn't growing like because I just shaved, because I'm gonna retrain this, but like in my full natural state, like it'll come down like right here, and I don't let it connect because I don't want to go T, but I keep it lined up, and I think I look better bald personally to me.
Wouldn't
Like,
that be the opposite though? If it doesn't connect it to goatee?
well, it can, but like for me personally, I don't want this. Like I don't want the mustache. Like I don't want that because with my full beard, if I just have my full beard like this and with my mustache a certain way, I'm okay with that. I just don't want hair like right here on my lips, and I don't want this particular hair like right here.
Are you saying though, even if you have
just
this
please
part?
take the picture down? There's like you paused it right here like this. Can we just take this down so we can keep talking seriously?
I'm just saying, like it and my beard, like it doesn't grow like it. Like I'll never have that guy's beard like that. My beard don't.
He doesn't have that beard. No, I'm just playing. I'm just
like I'll never have a big old puffy beard. Like, I don't want all the hair on my face. Like I keep it simple. I keep it down, and if I let it grow the way I really want it to, and like once it gets like right here, and I develop like a little triangle, I'm like, I like that. Like I was in the mirror one time. I was getting myself ready, and I looked. I'm like, huh, I can rock with this. But like I said, I just shave because like I'm retraining it. But
I don't think everyone needs to do every trend, just like with women. I think that there are like I just saw there was a documentary on Eminem, and he grew a beard. He has a pretty thick beard. I don't think it looks good on him, and I think he actually looks better with a plain face. And so I think everybody should just go with what looks best on them. Some people rock it, some people don't. Some people can do both. But yeah, I think I am not team everybody should get a beard just because. Okay, I have a question for y'all. Do you get jealous of what your lady looks at on her social media? And let me give you this video before you guys give me your answers.
Doing, babe?
Nothing.
What you looking at?
Balloon.
Balloons? Somebody died?
It's about to be a balloon release.
A balloon release. Oh, okay.
Oh.
You ever find them shoes you wanted?
Oh, I see what she's doing.
A cake for Sergio's birthday Friday.
Cake for Sergio's birthday? Oh, okay. Did you find one?
Nah.
Let me see.
See what?
The cake.
What, the birthday cake?
Yeah, the birthday cake.
Yeah, I got see what's on my wall.
Okay, let me know.
You want from Publix or like a custom?
It don't matter. Probably custom.
Well, this is too girly.
Oh, okay.
Would you care if your lady was looking at shirtless men flexing their pecs and whatnot?
If you niggas don't assume that your woman looks at other men at some point, it's only matters what she does after. If she's liking this shit and saving it and sending it to her girlfriends, you know, just kick her out and let her stargaze from outside. But I'm not about to hold no fucking mirror up so I can see what she's doing on her phone. Like with socks. You know how hard you got to press against that headboard to keep that mirror from falling, them slippery ass socks? Like
I don't know how he didn't feel her put it up there.
Yeah, I'm not doing all of that shit. And then technically he didn't lie. He said he was looking at balloons. He saw 2 big ass titties. And then when he was talking about he was looking for a cake for his boy's birthday, he might have been talking about some cakes, like a woman's ass, like a stripper or something for his birthday. So I mean, he seemed like he was being pretty transparent.
Terrible, terrible. How about you guys? Would you feel a way if your woman was just scrolling, or you looked at her For You page and it was just nothing but dudes with shirtless pictures?
No.
I mean,
I don't care enough.
I don't have an answer for you, Yonci, honestly, because I don't think like
we know Yonci cares.
I mean, I don't have an answer for you on that one. Because
I would think that was weird if my guy was like just looking at so many pictures of scantily clad women.
And I can see why people feel the way that they feel. They do think it's weird, which is why I think that it's important, you know, to kind of set your algorithm to only see certain things, you know, that way, you know, like for me, I'm trying to reset my algorithm to keep a clean mind, you know, and, you know, help like as I'm on my healing journey, you know, I don't want to see the very thing that I want, knowing that I'm not getting it right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'll tell you this, I'm doing another career, you know, venture, and I've been getting a lot of support so far. And I'm like, yo, I want to build on this. So I'm trying to reset my algorithm to mimic that, you know,
Nice.
and I've been doing really well with it. And granted, it's not where I want it to be yet, but the fact that I'm doing it and taking that leap of faith, you know, I'm proud of myself for that. You know, I would only hope that if my woman, the next woman I'm with, if it happens, you know, I would only hope that we be willing to talk about social media and what you're looking at, because, you know, if we're together and we in this for life, you know, of course, you know, people are going to look at people. Let's be real here. And we subconsciously compare ourselves to people all the time. Let's be real. We may not talk about it as often, but it is real. I would only hope that nothing goes too far, because I don't want to be in a situation where if I'm with you and then you meet somebody and then you end up cheating on me with him and then divorcing me and then taking half of what I built. That's not happening with me. And it happens a lot to a lot of guys, you know, where it's like, yo, I done invested in this woman, and then one thing, like just one little slip up, like it's like women just need the slightest excuse, just make one little mistake, and then she'll take it and just run with it, you know. And I've seen it happen, you know, and that's kind of why I hesitate when it comes to marriage in general, because it's like, I mean, already we're seeing half of the divorce. It's like half and half when it comes to either a long lasting marriage or a divorce. But then who's initiating the divorce? 80% of them is women, citing differences and different things like that, or infidelity. Oh, and don't have any kids because you got to go through custody battles. You got to do this. It's like wow, like all of this is happening. So, and again, I know I'm on a bit of a ramble here, so I'll stop. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, bro, you're good. Let it out. So
the way I see it, it's like we really have to understand, like if I'm ever in a marriage, like I want us to be locked in completely. Like I don't want to idolize looking at celebrity and thinking that that's the ultimate goal.
Bro, that's just women's nature, though. Like women are going to be attracted to
it's
like
not just
attractive men.
And I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree. But I think it's not just a woman thing. I think people aspire to celebrity, not just women. And that's where, again, idolatry can kind of come into play, because you don't want to ever aspire to be a thing, but then make that only thing the thing that you want the most, and then dismiss everything that could come with it naturally.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Can I say something to that though?
Do you understand? Yeah, go for it.
It's more like I think men are in a different state of mind when it comes to looking at celebrity. Like, for example, if we look at, say, I'm just going to throw just a random Zoe Saldana out there. And, we'll look at her and say, man, that's somebody, smash that, right? But women have this state of mind where they're in such, not all women, so please, to the viewers, don't get offended by this, but they live in this state of delusion that they'll look at celebrities and either be, I'm going to do everything I can do to look like this person, aka the Kardashians with the BBLs and the lip fillers and everything, or they'll look at an NFL player with his wife, or an NFL player that's making, millions, and they can put themselves in a state of mind and say that they are at that level to where they can get that millionaire or that football player or whatever. So I think it's a little bit different when it comes to that, because again, we look at something and say, what's the possibility of me as a man, getting with a celebrity, versus a woman saying that same thing. And it's like probability versus possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
This is Jacob's favorite part of the show.
I'm just not even gonna say anything.
I just want to dedicate this. I just want to dedicate this time to Jacob. For anybody who is watching the show for the first time, our show does end at 9:00 Central. We go for 2 hours for free. And then after that, if you want the show to continue and have these good people continue to stay on your computer or your TV, wherever you're watching it, or maybe your phone, we do ask for a show extension. It is $1 a minute. Let me just go ahead and put up the information before we move on into the next segment. Here is the information. You have Zelle, you have Cash App, or if you want to send a love offering, you can do it through YouTube itself. But if you want to extend the show, you got to do Zelle or Cash App. And then it's $1 a minute. All right, guys. So we are going to get into some Q&A.
Can I just say one thing? That last show where it just like shut right off, I was like, damn. Never had a door slammed in my face, but that's what it felt like.
No,
these poor guys.
Thank you for sharing that. So hopefully management hears that. And
I did a 10-minute warning. No, I actually felt bad doing it.
I stayed on for a second. I was like, wait, is you gonna come back on?
No, not coming back. No, not coming back. Is off. You shut the door. She walked out the room. Look, the computer will just go to sleep.
I was already brushing my teeth.
Went to dinner, everything. I'm just sitting here.
Yep.
Damn.
I felt so bad because you weren't here at the beginning, and that was like a regular occurrence. I would do it every single week, and then they started trying to like challenge to see if they could do it before I would hang up in their faces. But I did feel badly doing it for you.
You hit his Willie part. She only felt bad when she did it with company.
Because he's a little
The rest
newer.
of us, it
He
doesn't matter. Yeah,
he didn't
just
really
shut the door in our
know.
face. Like, but loyalty, no loyalty up in here, man.
It'd be your own people.
Your own people. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. We can squeeze in a couple, at
She
least
did
one.
apologize, but keep going.
We can squeeze in at least. She said, I was like, whoa, what happened? Yeah, the poor new people. They were like,
Thank you, Blondie.
confused. Okay. So, oh, wait, I got to leave this one up. I got to put this one down. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put this one up. Hold on a second. This one is crazy. I can't even. Okay. This is a scientists in China are developing a pregnancy robot capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth. The humanoid is crazy, will be equipped with an artificial womb that receives nutrients through a hose and will replicate the entire pregnancy process from conception to delivery. Society is destroying itself via AI. So I don't understand. Are they saying like a real baby? Because they're saying human.
Yes, but real bad. Oh man, if y'all better get y'all shit together before this hit. Oh,
but they're still gonna need an egg.
That's well, which one? I'm not trying, as not a science guy, but egg harvesting is significantly more consistent than semen harvesting would be. So I think that we may have a.
I don't get it. I'm saying you need
the process works
a
more
woman in the process.
Oh no, we're talking about for like long term. Like we can just go get a dozen eggs from now. Like it's a carton of eggs from Food Lion.
Oh, you're saying just have them on? Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
So wait a minute, we're gonna be able to go to the store. You just pick up some eggs and take them home and put them in your bot. Is that what you're saying?
Put them in your pot.
Yeah,
but then it'd be like that. It'd be like that guy that has 100 kids. You guys seen that? I think it was one of the documentary. The guy had a bunch of kids because he was just giving out his sample. Yeah.
I just saw something about a gerbil that got 100 one male gerbil got into a pen with a bunch of female gerbils and got them all pregnant in 2 days.
What a hoochie papa!
Oh God.
Damn.
I cannot.
That's nasty work right there, boy. What happens when you just simply don't need people as many people? Like what? Like you don't need them for nothing now.
These humanoids are gonna start killing people in their sleep. Damn. It's gonna be an accident. The robot didn't get a service update and accidentally snapped his owner's neck in 15 places.
I can't.
Hey, watch iRobot, man. iRobot is eerily accurate about how like AI and stuff is coming together now.
I don't want to go back and watch it again.
You should.
Yeah.
It was so before its time when it came out. To see it now would be like right on, just like you said.
So somebody was saying something about the fact that there, these things that people talked about in books before, or talked about in movies, are now like reality. And somebody said, what if these people weren't visionaries, but they rather like made these things happen? Like if they knew about this stuff back then, but they just now got the tech to do it or whatever. That's kind of creepy if you think about it. Okay, let's see here. So since we don't have a show extension, I'm going to just do a funny one to close out with. Okay, let's see here. There we go. All right, so you guys have been warned. I'm not going to be hanging up in your faces. I'm warning you now that at the top of the hour, we will be going. Okay, so people were saying that the slide is not standard and it's hurting children. So this officer came to investigate. Why was it so? I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, that's nasty work. That is cooked. Wow. How did he end up face first on the slide though?
He almost came off the side.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, let's play it again.
Like hell no!
You can hear him in there being thrown around.
And he got up and was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, man, yeah.
All his stuff was fine.
I didn't even hear the audio, but I could tell that hurt. Like, wow.
Shut that death trap down for somebody. For little Timmy come out, they end up with a paraplegic, paralyzed from the forehead down. Like, what are we doing?
Lawsuits.com. My goodness.
Oh, hey, if y'all want to hit a lick, listen, we can go out there. We can all go as a group. I'll be
That
the
is
one to slide. Y'all can just say y'all were traumatized by seeing what happened to me.
right. And just make it all. Well, y'all, you know what else is traumatizing?